Com.
Is the good mayor ready to go, sir?
She's there. I wanted to ask her if she did she design this shot on purpose?
Oh, man. Mayor of Oxford, Robyn Tannehill, you get the award.
Oh,
You've
good.
got the best background that we. Am I right, Perez? The best
Absolutely.
background. That's comfortable.
Right.
We all just want to come and kind of lounge in your.
No, I want to take a nap in the chair.
Well,
How are you, Mayor?
Congratulations
Congratulations on being reelected. How does it feel now to have a whole 4 years left to go?
Well, it's exciting. I'm honored to have the opportunity to do it again. But you know, more than anything, before the pandemic, we had so many great projects in the works, and you know, like it did across the nation, everything kind of came to a screeching halt. So we are re-energized and ready to put a lot of great plans in action.
Well, you know, when you talk about that, and again, your situation is the same as just about every other mayor in the state. How do you make it through this? This is something that there's no book on. We haven't gone through. We don't know who to go to advice. We have no idea what tomorrow's going to bring. But I think a lot of people don't understand. They're from the elected officials. We were probably in a period of time where many of them wish that they had not asked for that job.
Well, I would be lying if I said there were some days that I didn't have that thought for sure. But, you know, we had such great guidance from Thomas Dobbs and from our local healthcare professionals. And we've got a great emergency management director, Jimmy Allgood, that just led us by the hand the whole way. And, you know, Paul, like I think everybody would say, if they're honest at this point, we got some of it right and some of it wrong. And when we got it wrong, we tried to fix it and move forward. We just had to make hard decisions with the best information we had some days.
Mayor, the Jackson school system announced this week that they would require masks when they return to school. I thought it was a little early, number one. Number two, it's going against the science, but have you heard what the Oxford school system is going to do?
I have not. I had a conversation with our superintendent a few days ago, and I know that they are working through those plans. He was getting our vaccination percentages and things from me, and I know that will play a part. You know, Paul, I think we're to the point now where people get to make their own decisions. I felt like until we had a vaccination that was readily available, there were some requirements that needed to be in place to protect folks, but now people can decide to be vaccinated or not. I certainly encourage them to do so. Yeah. You can wear a mask or not. You can stay home or not. It's you know, we are having between 1 and 3 positive new cases a day in Oxford. Our hospital has never been overwhelmed. And, you know, Oxford's back at, we are open and ready for business. And our sales tax numbers, I heard you and Speaker Gunn speaking about those on a state level earlier. We have set a record the past 2 months with our sales tax revenues. We said it, you know, we received the revenues 2 months after they are taken in. So what we received, you know, in June was for April. But we set a record with our March sales tax numbers, and we just beat that record with what came in for April. So, you know, our first 2 months to have sales tax revenues that were over $1 million ever.
That's incredible.
So
incredible.
It is. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Did you guys lose some restaurants that just couldn't make it through the pandemic?
We did lose some, Paul, and I would have to ask the folks who own those properties and restaurants, but quite a few of the ones that went out of business, I think were struggling before. I don't think the pandemic may have been the nail in the coffin, but I believe that businesses that were doing well remained open. And of course, we did everything we could to help businesses stay open and get creative. And, you know, most of ours weathered the storm. They did. There are a few that didn't, but most did.
Any big news as far as industry or businesses coming in that you want to share with the audience?
Well, we've got one of the most exciting projects that we've got going right now really stemmed from the pandemic and from our business support. We blocked off parking spots and sidewalks and put in makeshift ADA ramps and blocked off areas for restaurants to have outdoor dining. And we are in the process right now of taking 3 blocks right off the square and widening to 25-foot sidewalks so that we will have permanent outdoor dining, space for pedestrians to sit and have a cup of coffee, to really be able to spawn some new business. That'll certainly help our 2% food and beverage tax. And, we're seeing a lot of folks relocating to Oxford now that they know they can work remotely. I haven't seen the numbers for last month yet, but in April, we had the number of condos sold in April 2021 was 48% higher than the next most active April in the past decade, which was in 2014.
Yeah.
And there were 60 homes sold in Oxford in April 2021. And that's 17 more homes than the next best April, which was 2018. So folks are still moving to Oxford, and we are glad to have them.
That's something that is catching on all across the country where people are moving. Take a look at Seattle, Washington. How many businesses are talking about, and San Francisco and New York. New York is unbelievable. Saying, look, if it's a technical-based, digital-type business, we can do this from anywhere. And they're starting to look at, regardless of what the media might think of the state of Mississippi, the lowest cost of living, income tax as it is, but again, sales tax and everything else. The real estate property is unbelievable. Our infrastructure is great. You folks are in the ground zero of that as far as university is concerned too. So everything is there.
It is. We want to make good on what we're selling. And we promote Oxford across the country, and we want to make sure that when people get here, that's what they see. And we're working hard to put the right infrastructure in place and to put all the pieces together. People love a small town that is safe, that, we've got the big city amenities in a small town and great restaurants, great cultural opportunities, and at two wonderful school districts. So it's a great place to land.
So as you well know, you have a large segment of the House and Senate always listening from the governor's office. The Speaker of the House has just exited a few moments ago, and we talked about medical marijuana. This is a subject that is going to be talked about a lot in the next several months, all the way into the session, or maybe a special session. But as the mayor of Oxford, in a university town, what's your 2 cents on this? What do you want to see as far as the way that this bill is composed?
Well, Paul, I have already met with numerous growers of medical marijuana. We've already had 2 that purchased property in our industrial park, and we're excited about that. I want to be first. I want Oxford to lead the way in what medical marijuana looks like in this state. I do believe that there are better ways to do it than what was passed. However, that's what our citizens voted on. And in my opinion, that's what you move forward with. But we are welcoming medical marijuana growers and distributors to Oxford, and hope that we will be able to benefit from those taxes as far as infrastructure goes, and also have some say-so in the zoning. So I think we're moving in a positive direction, although I was not really in favor of the voters' decision being overturned.
Would you change the autonomy of the municipalities to vote in or out, or at least have some more say-so as far as zoning is concerned?
Yes, I would. I think we would welcome it in Oxford, even if it was a public. I think it will be great for our economy. And, the growers that have contacted us are ones that already have facilities in other states and have reputations that they have developed and have researched. And we feel like we've gotten the cream of the crop, so to say, here.
So in other words, these are not local growers. These are some of the big players in that business then. I got you.
Correct.
Can you tell us who they are, or is that off the record so far?
Well, only one that I know that has made it public, and that's Good Day Farm.